What was it you were saying about like having the chairs like fixed and not fixed in the
People want me to put stationary seats in here, but when you're seated and your legs are in front of you and you're seated, if you're in a Pacific Northwest canoe, that works. You can move your body this way, but this is a double-bladed paddle. So in order to twist your body, it's a wee bit harder. If you're down here with less of a... If you're down here the proper way that we paddled in these, not only are you leaning forward, which is part of the form, when you reach, your whole side can turn so much easier because there's less contact, there's less flat contact, I don't know how to say it, but there's less contact, so we can learn, because we're not doing this quite right yet. We're still using more our arms, and with the shorter paddle and with these lean-on seats and keeping the kneeling going, we can learn to bring the paddles down, reach for our destination, reach for our destination, reach for our destination. And the paddle should only come up maybe this much with a short paddle and being able to twist from here. And good, right?
So the spacing really is important too from the next person too, right? So you have a kind of that be able to have that reach.
We've had 5 paddlers in here, and at first it's a little chaotic, and then they find their space. 5 is too many, 3 is fine, and those 3 you keep on space because they're long paddles. Shortening them is also going to eliminate some of this. They're long paddles, but if you're all going at the same time, then there shouldn't be a problem. There shouldn't be. It's like dragonfly wings getting confused or something.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
And they're all like synchronized too, right? They're not
hope.
like, yeah. Thank
Let's
you.
hope. But creating this lean upon, because we would sit on, our theory of what we sat on was cargo to take back and forth from the islands. So you were sort of sitting on it and trying to get your knees in the right place. Well, we don't carry cargo anymore, so now we sit on sandbags, and that's really uncomfortable, and you're much lower so that your arms hit the sides. It's much more difficult. This picks you up so that you aren't hitting the sides as you're pulling. And your posture is more conducive to a proper paddle.
I was curious about the physique, I guess, like of the people, like especially like, you know, like just the traditional like physicality of a lot of the people in terms of like the design. Like, is that like factored in, like just kind of like?
Well, the design is so sleek. Even the rounder cargos, they're still a sleek craft, and they're such a piece of technology that it's just kind of a wonderment, because 2 small people can make this behave, because she's so cooperative. Actually, this canoe kind of chimes in and takes over.
Yeah.
Yeah, because our people, I'm kind of a giant for our people. I was 5'7", and our men, I'm sure they were much more muscular, but so were our women. And but we weren't weight lifters or anything, but just strong enough to live outdoors. And the big thing to doing this is cooperation. And then the huge thing is understanding the ocean and how much of a crew you need. And if you're just traveling or if you're fishing, depending on usage, it's an intuitive canoe. Maybe all canoes are, but I know that this one is an intuitive canoe.
Yeah.
So it's technique over size.
Yeah.